You know, a while back we covered a story with D'Monterrio Gibson. He was a FedEx driver and he went to make a delivery and these white men started to chase him and shooting at him, which was very horrible. The brother didn't get shot and thank God for that. So after that, he definitely went to press criminal charges on them, which he should have, and also filed a federal lawsuit. Well, the judge in the case, I want you to hear what happens in the courtroom.
The failure to turn over matters in discovery is just something that can't be ignored. In 17 years, I don't think I've ever seen it happen, but it happened here. And with great reluctance, the court has no choice in this matter but to grant the motion for a mistrial. Well, probably I should have said if you can't control yourself, I usually give people a chance to leave the courtroom if they can't control their emotions. Obviously, one person didn't, and look, I know this is emotional. I can promise you, nobody hates this any worse than I do.
So as you heard, the judge moved to a mistrial. But some people say, oh, that judge. But then I say, let's listen to what he actually said. He said he'd never seen anything like this before where evidence is not being turned over. So law enforcement, prosecutors, etc., messed the case up, sabotaged the case so these white supremacists don't go to jail. And this is Mississippi for you. Mississippi has been ranked the state with the most poverty and the most white supremacists. I know there's a lot of our people living in Mississippi, and God bless them. God bless them all. But that state is just so backwards, Klan and everything else. Black people are still dealing with some of the same issues and problems that they were dealing with in the 1960s in that state. Now, on top of what you just saw, where the mom, left out, she was very upset, which she should have been, right? The judge should say, no, we need a new trial. I say, because we need the evidence and we want to know why it hasn't been turned in. He could have called for a new trial, but he chose not to. On top of that, the federal case, where they sued civilly for $5 million. Well, they said that they did not prove that the employer discriminated against him, in their responses with this particular case. So his federal lawsuit of $5 million was dismissed as well. So the criminal case, the guys got to go home. The company don't have to pay a dime. Now, the company on top of that let him go because they said they offered him a part-time position back in July that doesn't involve driving. And he said, his lawyer said he didn't want to take that position because he was still dealing with mental trauma from the incident, and they ended up firing him. So he's straight, out of everything. But they say they're going to try to file a $10 million lawsuit against the company. But I will say to the brother, try to move on best way you can. If you feel like it's not safe in Mississippi, go to another state. And that's what I would suggest. But let me know what y'all think about this situation with this brother. It's so unfortunate that it just happened like this, but what do you expect in states like Mississippi?